Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening, America, North America. Good morning, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, everyone else in Asia. Good afternoon somewhere else, perhaps. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Guillebeau. If we haven't talked before, I'm doing these little check-ins pretty much every evening at 6 p.m.-ish Pacific time. Give me a wave. Let me know if you are watching. Hello from Canada. What's up? Hey, Rachel. Good to see you again. Awesome. It's been quite a day. I'll share a little bit with you, but let me know if there's anything good that's happened in your day today. Anything good, whether surprising or not unexpected at all. Anything good that's happened in your day. I actually have another question for us in a moment as people come in. It's about procrastination. Whoa. But first, if there's anything good that happened in your day, let me know. Hello from Toronto. Hey from Texas. Good to see you. Awesome. Way to see you. Misfit Vegan, what's up? Glad to have you here. Cool. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. You didn't get corona today. That's a good thing. That's great. Were you tested, or you just like, I'm just confident I didn't get it today? If so, that is a good thing. Yes, anything good happened in your life, or let me know where you're watching from. In a moment, we're going to talk about procrastination. I'm happy to take any questions that you have. You can either, I think there's a little place you can leave questions, or you can just put it in the chat. If I miss your comment, it's just because I'm kind of like multitasking here, looking at the camera, and I will go back and read them all afterwards. It's so fun to have these little community check-ins. I am learning along with you, and I just decided that since I can't go to 40 cities like I had planned to on my unconventional book tour, I'm going to have an unconventional virtual tour, and I'm going to show up however possible, and just to like offer support or occasionally teach, which I do sometimes, but mostly just to kind of be around and see what people are up to and what they're doing. I'm going to show you something fun though tonight. I'm going to do a little demo, which I put in my stories. You may have seen over the past hour or two if you happen to see my stories. If not, I'm actually going to show you the Money Tree book registry, which I am really excited about. So let's see here. It snowed tonight. Awesome designs. Different energy from today. Had a great coaching call today. That's awesome. Yes, procrastination. Michelle's really excited about procrastination. Somebody's in Dubai. Got an Instacart delivery. That's like big news to get an Instacart delivery. I've been trying to get a Whole Foods delivery, and it's like a thing, you know? I actually read that this guy, there's like a GitHub script you can install if you're a Mac user that like automatically refreshes the cart or refreshes to see if there's a delivery slot available, since so many people have been having trouble with it. And I was like, that's a good side hustle during this time. Hello, Atlanta. Jay Hamby bought a new production machine for my side hustle, can sustain 450 fence pickets per hour. That's awesome. Anything good that happened in your day today, let me know. And our question of the day, besides that, which I usually start with, the question is, what do you do to get over procrastination? Now, I know from many conversations that just about everybody struggles with procrastination in one form or another at one time or another. So maybe it's a constant struggle for you, maybe it's something that comes and goes, or maybe it's just periodically. But in this time of change and so much disruption where people are working from home who weren't working from home before, some of us have always been working from home, so it's not that much of a change, but there's still lots of other change like in our lives and environments and such. In some ways that can lead to a burst of productivity, but it can also lead to this stagnation of procrastination just because things are so different and such. So I'd be curious to know what you do to get over procrastination, anything that you have learned or experienced. Feel free to share it in the chat. I will share my answer as well, and then I'm going to show you the Money Tree book registry. I'm going to actually do a little demo. So procrastination, what have you learned? And by the way, you can't procrastinate on your answer. You can't be like, let me think about it, I'll come back. That's not the point. If you actually have something to share, let us know. Rachel has a weekly schedule, keeps her daily task realistic to not be overwhelmed. Beach model living, write a list and put the ones I don't want to do at the top. That's very good. I'm going to come back to that. That's similar to me. Procrastination equals story of my life. I get it. Been there. That Rachel Lewis, reward myself to get it done. Also something I do myself. Mula La Gang started a dropshipping biz. That's pretty cool. Hey, what kind of stuff are you dropshipping? By the way, I'm happy to share people's projects. I've been doing this YouTube series in the mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and that's a little bit more focused in the sense that every day I have like a daily lesson and such. But even in these chats, I'm happy to talk about like what is your side hustle? What are you working on now? What are you struggling with? Is there something that we can do as a community to help you? So maybe I'll be more intentional about that going forward, but I'm always happy for people to share, here's what's going on with my project. Michelle did make a wine label today, which is beautiful, but procrastinating on other things. Let me scroll back down to see if I missed anything. I'm always worried I'm going to like hang up on you all when I'm scrolling in the comments, but so far I haven't done it. Now that I say that, it's probably going to happen. But good thing today, made a yummy meal, miso soup with bok choy, and mushrooms, I think that is. Dumplings too, very good. Jacob identifies only 3 big tasks today, big 3 that will love the needle. I think that's move the needle, but you can love the needle too if you want. It's cool. WePayOffDebt.ca. It's a great username, by the way. Connect with my why and make a small sub list of everything I need to do. Yeah, these are collectively really good recommendations. I think they all kind of work together too, because to just kind of start with WePayOffDebt.ca, which is kind of like, what's your website? Oh, I think I know what your website is. Again, good branding. I think it actually starts with the why, because a lot of people are very efficient at doing the wrong things, and a lot of people are very productive in doing tasks that don't ultimately matter or make a difference or love the needle. So starting with your why, like why is it that I do whatever it is that I do? What is the point? What is the purpose? How does this thing contribute, towards something that I am working toward, or how does it align with a value that I have, et cetera? So I think that is like first and foremost. But then from there, I love the 3 things. Like I often think of that myself as well, because I have a big to-do list, lots of stuff. But when I have that big to-do list, I tend to sometimes do the minor things, which feels psychologically good, but then I'm actually not doing like what needs to be done. So I always identify like, if nothing else happens, this thing has to happen. If nothing else, then I have to write my 1,000 words. If nothing else, I have to complete this interview. I have to prepare, I have to record this podcast, whatever it is that I need to do. So I've got those 3 things that I think someone else mentioned. That was Jacob. And then a couple people talked about structure and rewarding yourself. It's always good for me as well. And Michelle mentioned a timer. So I do that as well. I use this, I think it's originally called the Pomodoro method, but it's been like, deconstructed and used different ways. I use a little app. I'm looking at my computer, which I'm going to show you in a moment. I use a little app called Be Focused, which I think was like $5 or something in the App Store, and then maybe another $5 to have the companion one on your phone. And it allows you to set up a series of timers. It's very basic, and I use that throughout the day. And so it's like 30 minutes working on this, 30 minutes that, and then I don't allow myself to do anything else during that time. And then when it completes, you can either take a break or you can move on to another session or segment, or just do something different. But that's been helpful to me. Be focused. Jacob says, do I write 1,000 words each day as a habit? Yes, but it's not I don't have a streak with it. Like I'm kind of big on streaks. Like with the podcast, I have 1,200 days in a row. In fact, I think actually day 12 was 1,200. How about that? And like with my with my watch, I have my exercise streak of, I think it's 387 days in a row. So I'm for some weird reason, I'm very motivated by that kind of stuff. But I don't have a streak with the writing. With the writing, it's more of just like, as you said, a habit. Like I try to do it most of the time, but I definitely have seasons. So now I'm in the book launch season. By the way, hi everybody, thanks for coming in. If we haven't met, I'm Chris Guillebeau. This is my new book, The Money Tree, a story about finding the fortune in your own backyard. I'm really excited to see people get this book and post photos of it and talk about what they're learning and how they're enjoying it. It's a very different book for me. It's fiction, and I'm still trying to impart a message through it, but in a way that's different from all of my how-to and business books. So when I'm in a book writing season, then I'm definitely writing 1,000 words a day. When the book has just launched, and this is the time when it's really important to kind of get the word out, especially in the beginning, then I'm a little bit more focused on that. So like today I had 3 interviews. Yesterday I had 3 interviews. Tomorrow I'm pretty sure I have 3 as well. So I do a lot of that kind of stuff. So that takes some time. And then Tom said, thanks for the books, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Chris? Hey, Early Morning Habit. Great. And quote here, when it's to do with reading or writing, I go away from home. Library at the moment, I go for a bike ride, take my work with me, and don't go home until I'm done. That's cool. That's great. That's great. A couple more recommendations there. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Experience Addict says, having the YouTube live at 9 a.m. helps me get up and motivated as if I was still going to work. Love it. Then I can work out and get some new training in for the job opportunities I hope to come. That's so cool. Yeah, it's been fun for me to do it. And as you know, if you've been watching it, I do it at 9. It is at 9 a.m. sharp. And that's been a good discipline for me because it's like this immovable deadline. So I often am not ready. Like I want 5 more minutes to prepare, but I don't have it. So I'm just getting into the habit of being ready for that. I was listening to your podcast interview with Paula Pant. Paula is awesome. Paula is a good friend of mine. I am a big fan of her. She had the coronavirus and is now recovering after a couple weeks of being pretty sick. So glad she is doing better. Okay, I'm going to come back to some comments and questions, but I promised I'd show you something while you're still here. So we're going to try to, don't worry, I'm going to try to take you out of my little holder here. I can't do that. Okay, cool. Let's see. And then, sorry to give you the extreme close-up here. Okay, so let me show you this, talk this through real quick, and I'll come back to comments and such. So this is something that I'm really excited about. It's called the Money Tree Book Registry. You can check it out at moneytreebook.com. Let me see if I can put something here in the comments. I think there's a way that I can pin that, but I don't know how to do that. So it will be in the comments. There you go. Okay. I was excited about this because I had the goal from the beginning to create some kind of structure. You can see here the Money Tree Book Registry is launching books across the U.S. where we could connect people who have financial need of whatever kind. So it could be like a lot of student loan debt. It could be because they've lost their job or they're not getting enough hours or just otherwise feeling anxious about making any kind of purchase. And my book, The Money Tree, is about like overcoming that essentially. So I like the idea of connecting people who had this financial need with book donors, as I'm calling them, who can purchase copies of the book for people. And here's like a good little summary, which we should probably put higher up on the page, since it makes more sense than what you see earlier. So it's basically like you can give a book or you can ask to receive one. And so there's 2 different processes here. You can be the book donor or you can be the recipient. And there's various like frequently asked questions and all this different stuff that you can see and learn about it. But basically, if you choose to be a book donor, then you click this link. You can purchase like any number of copies, whatever it is, that you want. It's a quantity discount. And then you fill out some information and such. And then on that third screen, which I won't show you at the moment, you can assign your gifts, and there you can send the book to, you can send your copies to somebody that you know, or you can choose assign to the registry, and that's when we kind of match them with the different people who are requesting them. So this is very, very new. Right now it's in beta. We're going to make some changes and improve as we go. I just wanted to show you live. It literally just started here this afternoon. And so I'm going to do like a bigger debut about it later, but wanted to show it to you there. Let me see if I can go back here. So that is the Money Tree Book Registry. Oh, there I am. Now let's see if I can put you back in your holder without hanging up on you. Let us see. Is that possible? There we go. All right. Nice. Can learn new things still. So let's see, what else was I going to say about that? Money Tree Book Registry, our goal is like to really max this out and 10,000 copies, or 25,000 copies. I really want to get this book out to as many people as possible. If I could give those copies free, I would. But that's not how it works when you're an author with a traditionally published book. Like I actually have to buy copies from my publisher, which I have done and will do. So I'm invested in this process as well. I'm going to be buying copies for people who need them. And I'm also donating all of my royalties for at least a 3-month period for everything that goes through this book registry. So that I want everything possible, want to do everything possible to get the book out to as many people who might be in need. So let's see, I think they had some comments and questions. I wasn't able to look at them while I was showing you that. Moneytreebook.com. And let us know if you try it out, by the way. If you try the donation process, which would be awesome, you can do like a single book. I think it's $17 or something. It actually cost me a little bit more than that. So for now, I'm subsidizing it a bit. And if it gets rolling, I might raise it a couple of dollars or something. But if you try it, let me know if you have any problems with it, or how the process felt to you and such. I'm working with a really smart developer named Nikki Hajal that I have been fortunate to work with for many years. And so we are kind of building it out together and such. And then also with my good friend and colleague Jed, who some of you might know from WDS or elsewhere. Okay, just gonna see these comments. Apologies if I miss yours. Let's see here. Someone says, I was just watching videos on YouTube and I saw you go live. I'm double Chrising right now. That's cool. That's very fun. Awesome. Any updates on my dates, Chris? My tour dates? No, unfortunately, I don't have any updates. That's kind of out of my control at the moment. If I could be in Calgary with all of my awesome friends in Alberta next week, I would. But unfortunately, that's not really possible right now. So just kind of in a holding pattern with that. I didn't want to select new dates for the tour yet, just because there's so much uncertainty. And I don't want to say here's the new dates, and then it gets closer and be like, actually, nope, can't do those dates, just because there's so much involved with planning, to go to several dozen cities, consecutively, in terms of arranging all the stuff with the venues, and then plane tickets and everything else. So I don't have any updates yet. I would love to have some updates, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, Susie, a good question. At the back of the book, it says there's some supplemental files on your website, but I don't see them. You don't see them because they don't exist yet. So my apologies for that. But they will exist on this same website, moneytreebook.com, very soon, most likely within the week. We were really trying to get this out first, and then it won't take long for us to update that. Oh, Rachel says, requesting a copy is super easy, but uploading a picture didn't work. Thank you for that. Yeah, let me know what browser you were using, and I will pass that on. Thank you, Susie, you're kind. Can you give anonymously? That's a good question. I don't think you can in the current setup, but that's not a bad idea for us. What we do when we build stuff like this is we try to make it as simple as possible. And the more features you add and the more options you add for people, then the harder it is for us to maintain it, and the more thought process goes into it in the minds of a consumer. If you're donating, it's then you have this option and this option and this option. So we just try to make it really, streamlined, but that's not a bad idea. So if a lot of people want that, we can add that in. Can we gift a Kindle version? Not through the registry. You can gift a Kindle version by just buying that through Amazon, but the registry is specifically for print books. Getting into travel hacking, Safari on my iPad. Oh, thanks. That's good. I will pass that on. I don't use Safari too much myself, so maybe that's why I haven't noticed it. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for checking that out with me. Just said it was uploading, but never did. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to share. We were talking about procrastination earlier. If you've just come in, we were talking about how do you get over procrastination, and the group had some wonderful suggestions and comments, which I agreed with. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to share about that. So everything that was mentioned, great suggestions. I do those things as well. Something that has helped me in addition is, and I learned this through therapy actually, my therapist suggested this, and I was like, this is a good idea. We were talking one day about some things that I was not looking forward to, or some things that I was procrastinating because I just didn't want to deal with them. And it's communication that I need to respond to that's a little bit stressful, or some kind of dynamic that causes me anxiousness or whatever it is. So I'm resisting it. And there was adding up. And she was like, what you should do is make a list of all these things, put them all in one list. And then, either set aside an hour and just work on those things, or try to do one or two of them a day to get the backlog down. And so I called this my to dread list. I think I came up with the name, if I'm not mistaken. So it's my to dread list. And it's these are the things that I'm dreading. I don't want to do this. I don't want to make this phone call because it's awkward. This person is like slightly upset with me, or we're having like a mild argument over email, and I don't want to get into it, but I have to at a certain point respond to this thing. So it's going to go on my to-dread list. It's going to go on my to-dread list, and then I know that's the source of my anxiety, and so I try to deal with those things, or at least make a little bucket of time where it's like, okay, today before I go to lunch or whatever it is, I'm going to work on that to-dread list, and then I'm going to feel better afterwards. I might feel miserable at first, but then when I finish it, I'm going to feel better. So that's a little tip for you, the to-dread list. Yes. I thought about procrastinating once and never got around to doing it. Yes, that's correct. Can you repeat the quote that you shared yesterday on your live? Yes, I think I know what it is. I have it here, make sure I get it right. Earthling Zara, the quote was from Ingmar Bergman. Only someone who is well prepared has the opportunity to improvise. So there's a lot you could take away from that. I won't interpret it for you. Only someone who is well prepared has the opportunity to improvise. Can we see your dread list? No. The dread list is kind of private. That's why it's a dread list. Like, it's stuff that I don't want to do. I'm not looking forward to, and it could include, like, for your life, it's like, it's not just work stuff. It's like a personal phone call you have to make, or, there's some, you're having some like psychic dissonance either with yourself or with someone else. And so it's important to deal with that. But your to-dread list should be private, not just mine, but yours should remain private as well. Let's see, any other comments? So glad you all are here. Been very much enjoying these conversations and the YouTube in the morning. The Money Tree book Registry is now out in beta. You are the first to see it. I talked about it briefly on YouTube this morning, but I haven't really done it. No emails or anything, no big announcement. So you all are the first to check it out. Just don't let the to-dread list get exceedingly long. Yes, exactly. Then you dread the to-dread list, but that's a whole other problem. Chris, do I ever get in my own way? All the time, of course. Yeah, all the time. Chanti, yes, try it out. Yes, just scrolling down. Okay, cool. Was there anything else good that happened in your day? Feel free to post it. You got like 1 minute. Gonna wrap up here. And let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share. I think that was it. I was glad to see you. Glad to hear that some of you have some good reports. I hope you were hanging in there. There's, still so much uncertainty around this time, and I would love to know, like the person who asked about my book tour, I would love to know when I'm going to be able to do that, but that is out of my control. So I'm just trying to focus on what is within my control, and I can do some of those things that I'm procrastinating about. I can learn new formats, and learn new media and connect in different ways. I can look for the good. It doesn't mean that everything is good. Like, there's a lot of stuff that sucks, right? But I can still look for the good and say, what joy can I take out of this experience? Am I enjoying my foray into the YouTube world? Yes, I'm enjoying it, and I'm such a beginner. I'm such a noob, but I am enjoying it. So I'm hoping to get better as I go along. Loving the Money Tree on Audible. Thank you. Yeah, I read it myself. So if you want the audiobook, I did read it myself. It is indeed on Audible. Thank you. When are we all going to have a Zoom call? We might do that. The Zoom has some strengths and weaknesses, as you probably all have known or experienced. There's some things that I really like about Zoom, and some things that are better for streaming. So the masterclass that I'm teaching for everybody who pre-ordered the book, that's going to come out in the next 10 days, I believe. I believe we're going to do that on Zoom. So I will have a chance to do it. A big Zoom with lots of people, but I'll let you know about that. I'm a natural with YouTube. You're very kind, but I have a long way to go. Awesome. A day 13, cleared my biggest to-dread list item today and rewarded myself with a walk with the kids and dogs. Well done. And then the last comment, we'll have to have a better comment to end on, but because Sean's having a technical difficulty. Sean, I tried to offer on the register, but it didn't go through on my end. Can someone from your team confirm? Were you trying to be to be a book donor? Let me know, and we will scope it out. You can send me an email after this as well. Scary Bear, I bought 4 domain names last night after watching your YouTube clips. That's awesome. What domain did you buy? Tell us one of the domains before we sign off. And we will take off for the day. Hope you all have a wonderful evening or a rest of the day wherever you are in the world. We're going to give Scary Bear like 10 seconds to see if he can tell us a domain. He or she, I'm so sorry, I couldn't see the avatar there. Michelle popped out. He's worked with you on WDS the last couple of years. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. That's fun, that's fun, that's fun. Yeah. Oh, there we go. beginnergolfer.com.au. That's amazing. Well, I would say we should all go visit it, but I'm not sure you actually have any content there yet since you just registered the domain. But get some content there, come back and tell me, and then we will have everybody go and check it out. And like I said, I would love to talk about people's projects more going forward. So just let me know how that goes. And I will come back probably tomorrow to check in. Thank you for joining me this evening or morning. For me, it is the evening of April 14th. Thank you and have a wonderful night. I hope to see you again. Bye.